Mark and Steven, thank you once again for joining me. We have a lot to talk about. But before we start talking about anything, you guys owe my brother and I something.
Take it away, Mark. Caleb, on behalf of Steven and I, to you and your brother, I hereby dub the Castle Bros. All the benefits and titles therein. Enjoy.
That came so easy, honestly. I thought you guys were going to fight that a little longer.
I'm torn up on the inside, okay? I'm freaking out at you.
That brings me great joy, so that's all I need to know. Describe in as few words as possible what went so terribly wrong in episode 11.
So, okay, that's a very leading question, Caleb.
I got to get my little bit of humiliation in. We'll get to the
Hey, so what were some things you were struggling with?
The windows. We were going for a bigger scale, which we weren't necessarily used to. We were really tired, though.
You got froze up. You
I
had a brain freeze.
froze up for a good amount of time
over the
working
windows.
on those pesky windows.
It wasn't our best example of a
Yeah,
castle.
it really was.
But for me, it was you get in on set early in the morning. It's cold in there. I'm skinny. I don't do well in the cold. I'm reptilian by nature. And I was just going in slow motion. I'm like, I'm trying to build fast, but it's just like brick.
Yeah.
Brick. Anyway, so I was not on the top of my game.
No biggie for you guys, apparently. And you pulled together a really nice build. I gotta be honest. It was really charming. It was really fun. And I was honestly surprised at how much detail you put into it in the time that we had.
Thank you.
To Caleb.
Hey, while we're giving accolades, I want to say, your castle overall was amazing, but it wasn't until about halfway I was like really thinking, oh, they got this. Because I was looking at the gray part's nice, you got the next level. I'm like, it's kind of missing something. And then you just put the top on it.
And
I'm like, okay, they got it. I'm like, it's perfect compositionally. I'm like, it was the last piece that was missing. Before that, I was just like, it's not quite enough for me. But then once that I think it was the yellow section, or maybe it was the next section on.
They ran out pretty quick too.
The last piece of almost like a cake of a castle. It was all that was needed was perfect.
And I guess for me too, I was surprised how sturdy. It was a lot easier to make those connections to the cliff face than I thought it would be. Maybe that's just because we'd been through literally everything else at this point.
Every imaginable scenario.
It was just another strength challenge.
More technique. Oh, goody. Who would have guessed? The physical nature of this entire season has prepared us well for this challenge. It was just like, oh, we're building on a wall. Yeah, okay.
Makes
sure.
sense.
Yeah, at this
Let's
point,
do
it's
it.
like, what else can you do?
Want to make us build up while we're hanging upside down?
Either that or the flamethrower episode. I felt that one was coming too. Like, whose build's gonna melt the slowest?
Yeah.
I cannot stress this enough. You guys are superior castle builders to my brother and I. You messed up. You messed up the one time.
Really?
This is the point where I'm gonna plug Steven's book. So I'm gonna put a link to this down in the description. Do you want to give a quick little bio, if you would, Steven? For
Sure.
this?
So that's my book, The Inner Workings of a Lego Mind. It's a gallery book. I've got commentary on all my favorite builds in there, and it's about 120 pages long. It's got almost 500 pictures in it. And I wrote that specifically to, bring the community to people.
A lot of great castle techniques are addressed in this book. So if you want to up your castle game, this is a great place to start. So link in description for that. But this is just Steven's work. There's a whole nother castle bro who has a plethora of work.
Yeah, he's literally set records in not only the Castle Contest, but in a bunch of other contests all about Castle. And that's kind of where we got that.
Well, we had a lot of free time back
That's
then.
true.
So-
Yeah.
You are definitely, or were definitely, the Castle Bros at some point. That's an undeniable fact. Because I even think back to my work. I've probably made 5 proper castles, not 100.
Yeah.
But now I have to make a lot more. So
You know what else? The next up and coming, guy who wants to make a name for himself is coming for you. Welcome to your worst nightmare.
You're on the chopping block now, buddy.
They're coming for you
Next
now.
generation of villagers be chomping at your heels.
Oh yeah,
man.
let's get the Castle Bros.
Brick World Chicago, somebody's going to be like, castle off right now. Titles on the line. Thank you again for joining me, and thank you very much for that wonderful title. I intend to put it to good use. You're just guys now.
We're just
Lego guys?
fans of Castle. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Castle builders.
Yeah.
I bestow on you title of Lego guys. Enjoy
I'll
that.
take what we can get.
Looking forward to being in the finale together. Who'd have thought?
yes.
Who'd have thought? The battle
Three teams of brothers. Three
of
teams.
the brothers.
Mhm.
So, speaking of people I'll be with in the finale, it seems appropriate at this time to bring out the person that I've neglected to showcase since. Oh, I guess you were in the Sunshine Wagon video.
Yeah,
But it
since
seems-
the Sunshine Wagon.
Yeah, that's a long time. But I've got to invite my brother back in here because we have stuff to talk about as well. Hey, Jacob.
Hi, Caleb.
We need to talk about an omission from the episode. Like, there's obviously all sorts of omissions that happen on Lego Masters, but never have I been so deeply offended like I was this time.
There is some very integral part of our build that was in the shots, but never mentioned. Only the king I could probably spot.
We put the Sunshine Wagon yeeting itself off a cliff in this build. And we talked extensively to the judges and Will about it. So, like, there's footage of us talking, but it just didn't make the cut, which is so sad because I was banking on yet another replay happening. Oh my God,
It was clearly noticed. Like, Will saw it the moment we put it up there and was like, is that
Yeah.
what I think it is?
no! Is there anything else from the episode?
Well, did you mention how you poked a hole in the contract?
You can see this shot where I have this, like, I don't even know what to describe the emotion because it wasn't horror. It was like, I guess it was kind of horror. It was just like, oh, how do I proceed now? They cut out the lower half of the contract, the contract with Mark and Steven, right? But I actually put the pen through the paper and I felt so bad. And I'm like, Will, help me. And like, Will's just like, we're just going to act this out. Like nothing happened. And I'm like, okay. So that's what actually happens when you see my face like contort unnaturally. Episode 11. Just when we thought we couldn't top episode 6, the best episode of all time, we did pretty solid. The one thing I'm really glad was not cut is Jamie's remark that this was possibly the best build of the whole season. I knew we made something good, but that was
It's high praise, especially for the second to last episode. So
yeah, exactly. And considering we made that on a technical challenge, that was pretty epic. So we are the Castle Bros. Now,
We are the Castle
until
Bros.
somebody rips the title from us, which we gotta defend it a little more closely than Mark and Steven.
maybe at Brickworld Milwaukee have a mini competition.
No. To keep the Castle title, we're not gonna challenge people recklessly like Mark and Steven. That was their downfall.
Well, no. See, the thing is, they have to challenge us.
I don't know if I want to include this in the edit because people are gonna be like, let's go. Well, thanks for making that build with me. That was a good time. Not gonna lie. That was definitely my favorite build to make. Fellow Castle brother, it has been a pleasure. It's too bad we never got to see one of these episodes together in the same house, but that's life, I guess.